Hey everyone, and welcome to RUBIN'S Mind Lab, where we break down the latest research into what it really means. Ever wonder how your brain actually reads, like what is going on behind the scenes to make sense of words and sentences? This paper dives deep into that very question. Imagine your eyes moving across a page. It is not just one smooth sail, it is a complex dance of looking, processing, and remembering, all happening super fast. Scientists have been trying to understand this for ages, but it has been tricky to nail down exactly how our brain juggles reading with memory and understanding. What is super cool about this research is that it proposes a single unified way to think about reading. It is called resource rationality. Think of your brain as a busy manager with limited time and energy. Reading, according to this idea, is all about making the smartest choices with those limited resources to get the most understanding possible. So, how did they figure this out? Well, they built a computer model. This model isn't just trying to predict where your eyes will go based on letters. It is trying to simulate how a human reader would act if they were being super smart with their brain power. Imagine a super smart computer program acting like you when you read. It's designed to get the best understanding of a text while using as little brain power and time as possible. It is like a master planner for reading. This model works on different levels. There is a word level controller to figure out exactly what each word is. Then there is a sentence-level controller to understand how words fit together. And finally, a text-level controller to get the big picture meaning of the whole thing. At the smallest level, the model explains why we look at words longer sometimes. Longer words take more time, and words that are common or expected are usually recognized faster. This makes sense, right? It's like your brain saying, okay, this word is common, I can probably guess it quickly, versus, Frua, this word is long and unusual, I better focus. Then, when looking at sentences, the model explains why we sometimes skip over words or even go back and reread them. Skipping a predictable word saves time. Going back or regressing happens when something doesn't quite make sense, and your brain decides it is worth the extra effort to go back and fix your understanding. It's all about balancing speed with accuracy. And for the bigger text, the model shows how understanding what you already know about a topic helps you read better. If a text is well organized and ideas connect smoothly, it is easier to understand. If it's confusing, things like going back to a previous sentence happen more. This is your brain trying to build a consistent story. The really impressive part is that the computer model's predictions closely matched what real people actually did when they were reading. They tested this by having people read under different time pressures. When people were rushed, they read faster, skipped more words, and reread less. This makes perfect sense when you're short on time, you prioritize speed. But as you might expect, their understanding took a hit. They remembered less of what they read. The model predicted this same behavior exactly. So what does this all mean for us? It suggests that our reading isn't just some automatic process that happens. It's an active intelligence strategy. Our brains are constantly making very smart decisions about where to look, what to focus on, and when to backtrack, all to get the best possible understanding with the resources we have. This idea of resource rationality, this idea of making the best decisions with limited brain power and time isn't just for reading. The researchers think this might be a fundamental principle of how our brains work in general. Not just for reading, but for lots of complex tasks. Think about learning a new skill, playing a sport, or even writing. All these require a similar kind of smart step-by-step decision-making. This research gives us a framework to understand that. It's like we're all little resource rational machines trying to make the most of our cognitive budgets. Now, like any study, this has its limits, the computer model. While impressive is still a model, it simplifies some of the incredibly complex things our brains do, and of course, individual reading styles can vary a lot. This study looked at average patterns, but the core idea is powerful. It tells us that reading is far more strategic than we might think. We're not just passively taking in words, we're actively directing our attention and memory to build meaning. Adapting our strategies based on the text and the time we have, this research really highlights how our cognitive systems, even when faced with limitations, are incredibly adept at optimizing for understanding. It's a real testament to the efficiency and flexibility of the human mind. I found it fascinating to think about reading not just as decoding words, but as a dynamic, goal-directed problem-solving process. What do you think? Does this idea of reading as a resource-rational strategy change how you think about your own reading habits? Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this deep dive into the science of reading. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to RUBIN'S Mind Lab for more, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next exploration into the human mind. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.